Hello. I'm here to speak about diabetes and my experience with Dr. Julie Lockman. I've been coming to her for about 9 months now, and when I first arrived, was kind of fearful about, first of all, realizing I had diabetes. And the reason I came actually was my traditional medical doctor had recommended being on the Mediterranean diet, and I just wanted some kind of like nutritional help with that. And it was recommended to her by a Doylestown health food store. And she has a very extensive intake survey. So it really highlighted like every aspect of my well being, my health, like diet, everything. And then when I came, she kind of evaluated, we talked over that. And I remember one of the really best metaphors she had was if you're driving in your car and your check engine light comes on, what do you do? And my answer was, well, I would take it to get service. She goes, well, your check engine light came on. And I didn't realize I had diabetes. I had a lot of what I thought were unrelated symptoms. So, at the time, it was really pretty scary to kind of find out what this was. My numbers, when I first began, my glucose level was 282 and my A1C was 11.2. And since that time, my glucose is now 114 and the A1C is 6.3. And Julie had recommended quite a number of things. So, in looking, assessing my blood work and just my overall health, she had recommended a series of supplements, which at first was very difficult. I had never taken any medicines whatsoever. And all of these supplements like target very specific areas of kind of your body, and it addresses things like your liver and kidney functions, and things that diabetes does is it attacks your organs and it draws sugars from other parts of your body. And so on my last blood work, all of those things, I mean, some of those numbers were pretty dramatically bad, like with the liver and kidneys, and all of those are now back to normal. I worked, and then she worked very closely with diet, kind of based on the Mediterranean diet for myself, but then just also other things that are not diabetic friendly. And so that was really looking at, when I would go to the supermarket, I would see people reading labels, and I'm like, God, what are these people reading labels? Well, now I'm a label reader. Um, and she really helped me like look at the carbs and the sugars and things, which I'd never looked at all. Um, and it's been hard, like just being in public, going out to restaurants, like really looking at menus, like what are the things that you can really eat, and it's limited, but it's actually funny. Like now, I actually like it better than what I was eating before. Um, and I was, part of both doctors. You know, One of the things to control diabetes is exercise. So I walk about 3 to 5 miles every day. The result of that is my blood pressure is the lowest it's ever been in my whole life. And one of the other things that Dr. Lockman has here at the office, it's this hydrotherapy, and so it's a um, kind of a natural body thing where it draws your blood like out from your organs, and you're in this kind of dark, quiet room with meditative music, and they put these warm towels on your body, and then rotate cold and warm towels on there. And each time I had one of those treatments, which was part of the initial process, all of these like very kind of insightful things would come to me. So one of the other ones, photography was a big part of my life early on in my life, and I'd done professional photography. But one of the thoughts that came, or epiphany kind of thought that came to me, was about uh, like I would feel very grateful in there. And so one of the grateful things about being a photographer was about turning negatives into positives. And so through that, I picked up my old cameras, and now on my walks, I take my camera every day, which is really fascinating. Um, but I do feel Dr. Lockman saved my life. And I think, had I not come in to here and the other doctor, my numbers were really high, and I think they had been high for a long time. And all of these things, like if you guys work hard, like you can turn all this around. And I didn't want to be taking insulin. I take one metformin a day, which now that my numbers are kind of consistently low, I'm hoping that I can get off of that. And I think living this lifestyle, I take the supplements religiously every day. I stick religiously to this diet and exercise regularly. And I feel 100% better. I sleep well. I was having trouble sleeping. I was all the symptoms of diabetes, like just insatiable thirst. And one of the other things, Dr. Lockman had this interesting chart, and it was showing, like before, like I just thought I had a sweet tooth, and really what it is the diabetes. You're craving sugar. So I'd be eating sweets, and it was creating this up and down kind of chart, like you see the stock market. And what was happening is that your body's like gets this rush of sugar, and you're having these super highs and super lows. And really, ideally, what you want, and that's where I'm at now, is that you have a steady flat line where it's regular all the time. So I'm very grateful for what Dr. Lockman did for me, and my children are very grateful too. So thank you.